Okay, well, good morning. Welcome back. Another basketball season's here, and our guys are certainly excited about it. First, I want to just give an update overall about the program and where we're at. We had more players go out this year than we've had in grades 8 through 12, the most we've ever had, and therefore we had to make some really tough roster decisions. So. Got the team selected down, and then had 16, 18 practices with our freshmen, sophomores before they started playing, and then JV varsity was able to have 25, 26 practices. Our freshmen have played the last 2 weeks. They're learning, they're playing well. Our sophomores went on the road last week up to St. Joe Central and got a great win for them, big win, one of the biggest wins they've ever had. So the depth in our program is showing, and we're certainly excited about that. From a varsity standpoint, Friday night we went over to Rockhurst to open up our season, played them, played really, really well. Up 1, 24-23 at half, and then pulled away. Made a nice run. We were down 28-24 and in the third quarter, then went on a 13-0 run. And that gave us a cushion and some momentum, and then pulled away in the fourth. And then the next night we went down to Columbia College to play Hickman in the Norm Stewart Classic, and tied at 35 after 3 quarters. And then we used a 30-point fourth quarter, 165-54, won by 11. So 2-0 on the year, back home now for the tournament, and we're excited about that. We love playing at home. We love our tournament. The field in it is tough, and we know that we're going to have some pretty good challenges this week. But I hope that we can keep the positive momentum that we've had through 2 games and keep it going. So in regards to the game on Saturday, some of you all are aware, but Dominic Fregola was named the MVP of the game. So there was some recognition for him for that, and he's off to a really hot start as a senior. And then Nick Coleman, another senior guard, is playing well. Tyson Cathy had 18.7 rebounds on Saturday. So we're starting to get guys to play to their strengths and help our team win. But certainly Dom's got a majority of the recognition, and deservedly so, for how good he's been the first 2 nights. So with that, turn it over to you guys for questions.
How does the win against Rockhurst impact your players for the games in the future?
Well, I think it gave us some positive momentum, because we had practiced for so long prior to playing that our guys really didn't know exactly what to expect, I think, because they were so new, losing the 8 seniors from last year that played a good chunk of the minutes. These guys, they're good players, but they played their roles. With that win, I think it gave them some confidence and some momentum that they're good enough to do it. They're good enough to win some games, to play against good competition and hold their own. So I think it gave them some momentum during the game, and then certainly gave them some momentum and confidence Saturday too.
I want to touch on Dom. What leadership does guys knowing the team has a guy like that can drop 24 points? How does that impact the locker room mentality?
Well, the thing about Dom, and as well as he's played, Jake, is he's the hardest working kid I've ever coached. So he's constantly in the gym working. He's shooting, he's working on his skills. In the summer, he's working out with this skills trainer. He's at all of our events. He's doing everything he needs to with the team. So he's a leader by example. And so when you're around people who work as hard as he does, you've got a couple choices. One of them is to work as hard as he does. Well, that benefits our team. The second is to try to, in some regards, figure out why he can work the way he does, because not everybody can work that hard. So why does he do that? And he's just shown by example that there's benefit of doing it. So he's been buying his time. He didn't play as much as he's probably wanted to over the course of his career, but hopefully it's paying off it's paid off for 2 games, but we got a long season, and I hope he can keep it going because I know how happy I am for him, and I know how happy the guys are for him too.
You had a lot of key players who graduated last year. How are the other players stepping up to fill their spots?
Yeah, it's a really good point because I think the thing that maybe some folks thought about this group was that we were inexperienced and therefore we weren't going to be any good, or maybe we would struggle. What I would say to that is we are certainly inexperienced, but that doesn't mean that we can't still be pretty good. And so the expectations that our coaching staff has of these guys is no different than the group that we had last year. We expect to be the best we can at everything that's in front of us, and this group has done that. So they were prepared and ready to go, and then they just have to have the confidence to go out there and execute. Well, then for them to execute at the level that they did, really gets them excited. But you'll see the inexperience show in certain stages of the games. So, the first night out, we had a guy or two that was pretty nervous and wasn't quite sure, if they were in the right spot all the time. And then the next night, we were a little bit better. So hopefully we can gradually just build throughout the year on it.
How are you preparing for your upcoming game tonight against the Northeast Vikings?
Well, our philosophy's always been with our guys is, the biggest game of the year is the next game. And so we'll treat this game just like we did Rockhurst prior to them, just like we did for Hickman, and just like we will all year. So we respect the fact that there's a right way to play the game, and the fact that we're 2-0 is great, but that doesn't mean that we start with any points on the scoreboard, or that doesn't mean that there's not a certain way to still have to play, and so we will make sure that we've got the guys' attention and make sure that we play really well this week because it's a great opportunity for this group. Appreciate you guys coming in, spending time doing this, obviously today and then throughout the course of the year. Appreciate the coverage you guys will give of our tournament this week, and I know there's a lot of people that are really excited about getting the basketball season back started here at North. So thanks for your guys' work and look forward to seeing you at the Fieldhouse this week.